オリオールズの菅野智之投手が日本時間11日、本拠地で行われたメッツとのダブルヘッダー第2試合に先発登板し、6回を4安打3失点に抑える粘りの投球で、今季7勝目を挙げました。初回、連続の長短打で無四2、3塁のピンチを招くと、内野ゴロと犠牲フライで2点を先制されました。それでも、2回は三者凡退に抑え、直後に味方打線が3点を奪って逆転に成功。続く3回も三者凡退で切り抜け、試合の流れを引き寄せました。4回には2つの四球と敵地打で1点を失い、試合は振り出しに戻りましたが、5回の西1、2塁のピンチを無失点で切り抜けると、その裏に再び打線が2点を勝ち越しました。菅野投手は6回を三者凡退に抑え、勝利投手の権利を得て、99球でマウンドを降りました。スタンドには、元巨人監督で叔父の原辰徳氏をはじめ、家族の姿も見られました。試合後、マンソリーの代行監督は、球にキレがあり、非常に安定していた。速球の球速も最近より上がっていて、生き生きしていたと高く評価。ミットにずしりとくるような重さを感じた。直近よりも約3マイル、約 4.8 キロ、速く、95マイル、約 152.9 キロを何度も計測していたし、最速は96マイル、約 154.5 キロだったと、球威にも驚きを見せていました。この試合の模様は、日本語字幕付きでお届けします。
Command much better here in the second inning than it was in the first inning for Sugano.
Command with a certain pitch or two, you think that's plagued him of late, or the whole arsenal?
I think it's been the whole arsenal. I think the splitter's been up at times. The fastball's been more of the heart of the plate, so have the breaking balls. And he's pitched from behind. That's what's really gotten him in trouble. Sugano is a guy, if anybody needs to, he needs to work from ahead. There are certain guys that have big-time stuff, and they can pitch from behind in the count a little bit and still have success. Sugano's not one of those guys.
His first pitch strike rate this year, only 58%. League average is usually around 60, 61. So his reputation is as a strike throwing whiz. And when you're at 58% first pitch strikes, that doesn't line up. That number's gone down significantly the last 5 starts.
Yeah, the average big league pitcher throws about 64% strikes overall and 62% first pitch strikes. And the Mets hit into a lot of double plays this year. I mean, they've hit the third most double plays out of any team in baseball this year, 76 of them. And Sugano would love to make it 77 right here.
A cutter and a sweeper to jump ahead of Vientos.
Or a strikeout would be nice. Sugano doesn't have one of those yet today.
10 outs, 6 on the ground, 4 in the air. 0-2. Struck him out. His first of the game as he heated up the fastball.
Boy, he is adding and subtracting with that fastball. And he's thrown a lot of two-seamers. This is like a four-seamer right here. 94. Upper part of the strike zone. And that's one thing about Sugano. You start thinking about the breaking ball and the splitter, he's got enough velocity where he can get it by you. And he gets it right by Vientos for his first strikeout of the day. A big out now. Can he get off the field?
Gunner of the O's in a 3-3 tie here, as Tomo Sugano gets a swinging strike on a sweeper to Hayden Singer. Swing and a miss, another sweeper. It's 0-2. And Singer swings through 3 straight sweepers.
Good morning, good afternoon, and we'll see you a little later. That didn't take long. He just kept sweeping and kept sweeping it just a little bit further outside.
Vince Lombarded him. The old power sweeper, 3 in a row. You can't hit it, I'll keep throwing it. Tomoyuki Sugano pitched past the 5th inning for the first time in 6 starts. 6 innings, 3 runs after giving up 2 runs in the first 4 batters. He was really good, and his Orioles lead 7-3 with Andrew Kittredge coming up.
Yeah, you got to go all the way back to June 3rd, the last time Tomoyuki Sugano had a quality start, but he had one today, and it's time for Andrew Kittredge making his 22nd appearance of the year.
The June 3rd start in Seattle, Sugano went 7 innings, 1 run. In the last 5 starts in between, 22 and a third, 22 earned, 40 hits, 8.87 ERA. So was the bounce back he desperately needed.
It was a veteran outing by him because he gave up 2 runs in the first inning. Remember, Nimmo led off with a single, and then Lindor got a double. They pushed across the Mets with 2 runs in the first, and then he kind of went in shutdown mode after that, retired 9 in a row after that, and only allowed 1 run the final 5 innings. So a big-time outing by Tomoyuki Sugano. Man, I tell you what, it was fun to watch. I got to give Sugano some credit, Rob. It's been a while, right? He's had a little tough go of it lately, but he had to put up a quality start. His first quality start since June the 3rd. You got to go all the way back 7 starts ago. And what he did, I love, Rob. He gives up 2 in the first inning, and then he goes in shutdown mode. And that's right. He only allowed 1 run the last 5 innings. And so good to see him, a veteran guy, against a really, really good offense. This is an offense that came in with the Mets, Rob, averaging 6 runs per game. And in this doubleheader, the Orioles only allow a total of 4 runs today against a really good offense.
He walked Soto and challenged the big man in the middle of the lineup.
Just talking with Frenchie, you know, it sounds like they've been working. I don't know exactly what on, but it sounds like there's adjustments being made. Tomo's making adjustments. He's, you know, we've talked about that. The league has adjusted to him, and he's got to kind of adjust back. And that's a heck of a lineup. He just kind of rolled through right there, those top 5 guys. So really proud of him.
Is it an added bonus for Sugano? I mean, this is his last start of the first half.
Yeah.
And on a positive note, to kind of wash away what had been a troublesome month.
Yeah.
Is that a positive note to go?
No doubt. Yeah, I mean, he threw the ball great. He's going to get some time off now. I don't know where he lines up right now. There was a couple of different spots kind of discussed with him in terms of, you know, being the 5th guy and getting the full time, and maybe that might be too much time. So pitching group will all sit down, kind of navigate and figure out, get player input, see where things should go. We got guys going on rehab and all that stuff coming Sunday too. So, you know, there's a lot of moving pieces there, but just really happy for Tomo. He's a very successful and proud player who's, you know, done incredible things in his career. And what the way the last month went was probably the first time in his career he's ever gone through that. So to see him kind of come out on top against, you know, a playoff caliber team, a team that's I think a half game out of the NL East or whatever it is, pretty tough division, is something he should have a lot of pride in.
With Tomo over the past month or so, there have been times where you've pulled him a little bit early, you know, maybe not making it through the 5th inning.
Sure.
What was it about today that gave you the confidence to stick with him there in the 5th and a tie game? He's facing the top of the order, and then even in the 6th.
Yeah, we were better. At the 5th, he's going out there, just where the pitch count was at and what the stuff looked like. The velocity and everything was carrying. It wasn't taking down by any means. It looked the same as it did in the first inning. He was throwing the ball great. You know, and then going out in the 6th, we were better. So if somebody got on, we had Kid up. We would have probably brought him in right there just because, you know, it was a 2-run lead, I think, at that point, whatnot. But and we do that a lot. That's not abnormal. That's a normal thing. But yeah, it's just his stuff, man. His stuff, the confidence, the whole deal.
Specific adjustments made going into the start that you felt like made a difference?
とにかく低めにボールを集めようっていうことを意識して投げました。
Your parents were here today. Was that extra motivation for you to pitch well?
まあやっぱりその両親の前で勝ちたかったですし、いい姿を見せたかったので、まあプラスアルファで力になったと思います。
What's some of the adjustments specifically that you're trying to make mechanically?
まあ横の体重移動の時間を長くしようっていうふうにまあ考えてやってましたけど、まあとにかくでも低めに投げようっていうことでメカニックの方にもいい作用があったと思います。それもあると思いますし、やっぱりその、まあここ数登板うまくいかなかったですけど、まあフレンチだったりまあ、いろんな人とこう相談しながらやってきた結果が今日こういう形でつながったと思います。
Month span in your career before. I mean, how did you kind of deal with that, and how pleasing, I suppose, is it to be at the end of it?
まあここまで打たれたことはなかったんですけど、まあでもどんな、辛い時期も乗り越えてきたので、とにかく自分を疑わないこと、自分自身をしっかり信じるっていうことだけは、はい、それだけは念頭に置いてやってきました。
Today obviously made a move to trade Brian Baker. Is there still confidence in this clubhouse that the team can turn this around even if the front office is making a trade where they sell a guy?
やっぱりこういうね、強いチーム相手でもこうやって勝ち越せるっていうチーム力あると思いますし、このまあ1ヶ月ぐらいですけど強い戦い方ができているので、僕は全然まだチャンスあると思います。